And question number 3, and maybe this is the most important one because we are talking about present moment awareness and present moment action. What action will I take this week? What action will I take this week to invite perfect health to manifest as my reality right now? I'm not talking about a to-do list that you check off. Okay, tomorrow's Monday. I'm going to get up, roll my legs off the bed, put them in my track shoes, and go out for a walk. Maybe I'll brush my teeth on the way. That's not what I'm talking about. What action will I take this week to invite perfect health to manifest as my reality right now? Let me tell you how this works. Step A is you get a clear picture in your mind of that healthy person. If you look ahead to December 31st, 2012, you see this healthy person you desire to be. You are him right now. You are her right now. What does that person do? What does that person do Monday morning upon awakening? What will you do this week as that person? We move from here. We move from the complete idea, from the picture, from the image in our minds. Let's move on to our wealth. Okay. What does success look like for you in the area of wealth for 2012? Does anybody have a picture in mind of what you want your prosperity to look like by the end of this year? Maybe your money, your work, your salary, other income, your investments, what you spend, what you tithe, what you share with others, how you spend. What are you going to do with your money this year? Who has a clear picture of that? Okay. All right. So, question 1, again, where do I want my wealth to be by the end of 2012? I recommend you write this down in detail once you get home. Okay, but everybody has a picture of some sort, even if it's a small one, in your mind right now. Okay, question 2, what choices and decisions will I make this month to propel me forward toward that success? Does anybody have an idea about that already? You've decided to maybe shift some funds around, okay? Or ask for a raise, or retire and start a business, something like that, okay? Or up your prayer practice to attract more prosperity in an infinite number of forms, maybe hire a practitioner, okay? And 3, what action will I take this week to invite perfect wealth to manifest as my reality right now? What does the person in your vision of where your wealth is at the end of this year, what does that person do this week to invite that reality in? Okay? Let's talk about love, about relationships. Everyone has relationships of all different kinds. If we stopped for a moment to count all the people we're in relationship with, it would take us all day long to write their names down. Everyone is in multiple relationships at all times. And I'm fond of saying the hardest thing about relationships is the people. Okay. Question 1, where do I want my relationships to be by the end of 2012? How many of you picture harmony across the board with everyone? Your significant other, your family members, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, everybody, okay? All right. Question 2, what choices and decisions will I make this month to propel me forward toward that success? Maybe you'll heal an old wound or send a card or make a phone call. I don't know what that looks like. Okay, question 3, what action will I take this week to invite perfect relationships to manifest as my reality right now? These are 3 areas of life. Now, there are practical aspects to our good, there's no doubt. There are practical aspects to our health, our wealth, and our love. But we are only dealing with the one spiritual aspect of our health, our wealth, and our love. That's the place we put our focus. Yes, you will engage in actions and behaviors that further your vision along its way. But those have to be driven out of the spiritual source of them. So when you have this list of things you're going to do, there's a practical aspect, but what's fueling that needs to be the spiritual aspect of it. That's you to infinity. Us to the power of infinity is using our true nature to move forward in our vision as the person we already are. Okay? So if your decision is to walk a mile tomorrow morning, or to put some funds in an IRA, or to call your cousin you had a fight with at a funeral 13 years ago. I don't know what it is. That's a practical aspect of that good. But as you do it, come from the spiritual source of it, which is your good complete in the now. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. Because when we're talking about practicalities, we are invariably tied to some kind of incremental or sequential system. I would like nothing better than, by the time you're here in February and I'm speaking, that your manifestations are already arriving and so fast that you feel like you can't keep up with them. Okay. And we've had that experience in our own way, each of us, haven't we? That the good demonstrated so hugely and so quickly and so ongoingly, it was maybe a little overwhelming at first. And this is a good thing. All right. How many of you have a vision for this year? Okay. How many of you are thinking about one and you're working on articulating it? Okay. Good. So we are going to sponsor an event, I'm thinking this month. The holidays, everything happens so fast at an accelerated pace, and here we are, and it's already January, and we have things in our minds that aren't on the church calendar yet. But one of those events is called Vision Launch 2012. Those of you who took Prosperity Plus for 10 weeks in the fall are aware of it because it generated out of that class. It's a free event, and we really want to invite everyone to attend. We'll get together. It'll probably be a Friday evening or a Sunday afternoon. We haven't worked out the logistical details, but I want you to stay tuned on the website, in your email. We'll send out constant contact announcements. Vision Launch 2012. This is where we get together and vision what we want for our lives. Write it down and have a roadmap by which to navigate 2012 as the person for whom that vision is already happening. And there's a lot of positive quantum energy entailed in this. How many of you who were in Prosperity Plus are already planning on attending that event that we talked about doing? Okay, and I really want everyone who wants to. So those of you who were in Prosperity Plus have 10 weeks of training or education under your belt, but it's open to everyone and everyone can catch up. If you're interested, contact me personally, and as I said, stay tuned to all the announcements from the center. And invite anyone you want to come and be in the energy of becoming, to be in the energy of consciously standing on the edge of the next phase of manifesting our magnificence together and individually. In addition to that, I really encourage you to attend on Sundays every week this month, because you don't want to miss even one of these lessons. Next week, Dr. Jim Lockhart will be our guest speaker. He's coming from the Simi Valley Center in Southern California. He has a book, Sacred Thinking, and his title is Sacred Thinking, The Way It Works. And didn't that turn out perfectly, the way we structured the dates? Because our sacred thinking is the way this works. And the following week, our beautiful, wonderful Reverend Dar is doing The Thing Itself, The Way It Works, What It Does. And her jazzed up title is On Demand, because God is on demand, isn't it? At all times. It's there for us to use. And then Jay will be back with us on how to use it, wrapping up the month. And all of those lessons hinge on today's lesson, The Thing Itself, because until we recognize there is a power for good in the universe that is ours to use. There is a power for good in the universe, out of which we are created and by which we are endowed with all we require to make so the stuff of our dreams. And that's true right here and right now. Okay. So as you contemplate this, as you contemplate the person you are in your vision at the end of 2012, come from that place now. That's who you are. It's who you are intended to be. And you don't have to go anywhere or do anything to be that. All you have to do is know. This is the truth, and it is absolutely wonderful, and so are you, and so it is. That's good.